When was the last time every NFL team produced an MVP? And who will win MVP next season? I just researched and revisited every MVP in NFL history. Here is the last player to win the MVP award for every NFL team in the league. The odds-on favorite to win this year's MVP, and I'll also give you my pick at the very end of the video. Keep in mind, we're going to be listing these from newest to oldest. So the most recent teams to have an MVP to teams who haven't seen an MVP since the 70s or 60s. Starting with the teams who have actually never had an MVP win the award. Like the New Orleans Saints, which is kind of shocking. Drew Brees went through that entire career without winning an MVP award. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Could argue that Tom Brady should have won MVP that one year he went off with them and took them all the way to the Super Bowl. Other than that, who's really been qualified to be the MVP out of Tampa? Maybe there's been some defensive players in the distant past, but no legit candidates other than Brady. The Cardinals had Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald, multiple legends. Never had an MVP, and neither have the Houston Texans. Can CJ Stroud break this streak? Definitely could have put a case in that JJ Watt should have won an MVP one of those years. The Jacksonville Jaguars have never won an MVP award. I don't see that changing anytime soon unless Trevor Lawrence has a huge breakout. And despite being in the NFL from the beginning, neither have the New York Jets. I don't even know if they've ever had a candidate either. All right, the newest team to have an MVP is obviously the Baltimore Ravens, who had Lamar Jackson win his second MVP award last season.
Big trust. Woo woo. Lamar Jackson.
And the runner-ups to the newest MVP selected are the Kansas City Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes being selected in 2022. The Green Bay Packers' last MVP award winner, Aaron Rodgers, in 2021. That was not that long ago. Rodgers coming back for the Jets this year. And the New England Patriots are the first significant jump all the way back to 2017 with their last MVP award winner, Tom Brady. Matt Ryan brought the award home for the Atlanta Falcons in 2016, and Cam Newton brought it home for their division rival Carolina Panthers in 2015. And we're going to keep this going, but one quick reminder first to like the video before you forget. It's the free way that you can support all of my videos in the algorithm and get my content pushed out to more NFL fans like me and you. And then also, before you forget, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If we've never met before, hi, I'm NFLmike. Nice to meet you. I'm an NFL content creator that makes NFL content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sundays. Overall, I just need you to subscribe to help me continue to do what I do, which is pure fandom coverage of all 32 NFL teams for you while you do what you do. If you're an NFL fan, you'll like the channel, man. Just subscribe. All right, let's keep this rolling. The last Denver Broncos MVP is Peyton Manning. Can you guess the year? I'll give you about 5 seconds to guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was Peyton Manning in 2013. And the year before that, in 2012, was the year that Adrian Peterson went off for the Minnesota Vikings and won the award. Colts are the next team with the longest time since their last MVP, who was also Peyton Manning. Can you guess which year this was? 3 seconds on this one. 3, 2, 1, 2009. And while we're in the past, reminder of something that happened way back in the past. Running backs used to win the MVP award kind of often. LaDainian Tomlinson won it in 2006, the last Chargers MVP. And Sean Alexander won it in 2005, the last Seahawks MVP. Sorry, Russ, you deserved at least a vote one of those years.
Mr. Unlimited.
Brings me to the Tennessee Titans, whose last MVP award winner was in 2003. 21 years ago when Steve McNair won the award. But it gets even worse for the Raiders. They haven't had an MVP since 2002, the year the Raiders went to the Super Bowl. And Raiders fans, remind me what the score of that game was again? I kind of forgot. Their last MVP was Rich Gannon. But for the Detroit Lions, you have to go all the way back to my birth year. I'm aging myself a little bit here, but Barry Sanders in 1997? I guess the Lions should just be happy that they won an MVP. Kind of shocking that the 49ers' last MVP was all the way back in 1994? Also, the Chargers' last Super Bowl appearance. Raiders fans could probably remind me what that score was also. The year Steve Young won MVP of the league. Probably puts a smile on 49ers fans' faces that they're 1 year ahead of the Dallas Cowboys, whose last MVP was running back Emmitt Smith, picked in 1993. And can you believe the Buffalo Bills have not had an MVP in 33 years? Josh Allen, can you save Buffalo here? That was Thurman Thomas in 1991. Boomer Esiason was the 1988 most valuable player. Bengals' last player to win this award. And for the New York Giants, you got to go all the way back to 1986. When the great Lawrence Taylor won the award. Dan Marino won the MVP award in his second year in the league. You think anyone would have guessed that would be his last MVP that he would win? And the last MVP award the Miami Dolphins would win for 40 years. Speaking of a 40-year drought, the last time a Commander won MVP, the team was called the Washington Redskins, when Joe Theismann won the award before his gruesome injury a few years later. The first MVP of the 80s is probably someone you never heard of. It's also the Cleveland Browns' last MVP award winner, Brian Sipe. He won the award in 1980. And even with Big Ben Roethlisberger, the Pittsburgh Steelers' last MVP award winner was Terry Bradshaw in the 70s. 1978 with the third longest drought without selecting a single MVP. And in second, we go back to 1977. Chicago Bears' last MVP award winner was Walter Payton. The team who has waited the longest for an MVP winner, other than the teams that have never had an MVP award winner, is the Philadelphia Eagles. They had Randall Cunningham. They've had guys like LaShawn McCoy, Donovan McNabb, Jalen Hurts. So many ballers have come through Philadelphia over the years, and they haven't had an MVP award since 1960. 64 years ago when Norm Van Brocklin won the award. Sad, isn't it? Here are the odds for next year's MVP. Josh Allen is on this list. The Bills been waiting forever for an MVP. CJ Stroud is third in the odds right now. The Texans have never had an MVP. The Bengals have also been waiting for literally forever since their last MVP, Boomer Esiason. And they got Joe Burrow in the race here in fourth. Of course, Patrick Mahomes is the favorite going into the season. He's going to be the favorite in a lot of the seasons that he plays in. But I don't think it's going to be Mahomes. I don't think it's going to be Josh Allen. I don't think it's going to be CJ Stroud or Joe Burrow. My completely unbiased pick to win the 2024 NFL MVP award is Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert. Herbert's already put up MVP numbers in a season in his career, but he hasn't had the complete team around him to support winning football. So how could you be eligible for MVP if your team is not winning consistently? That's about to change with Jim Harbaugh. The team's going to be winning consistently. You're going to see Herbert put up these numbers when the Chargers have 11 wins at the end of the season off the back of a Herbert 5,000-yard, 40-plus touchdown season. Jim Harbaugh for Coach of the Year. Justin Herbert for MVP. Come back and thank me later when you guys put the house on it. He's all the way down on the list at plus 2,000. Your $10 bet will win you $190 or $200. We'll have a bunch of pissed off people who bet on Justin Herbert to be MVP by the end of the season because someone else wins it. Or will Justin Herbert come through and win the MVP award himself and make me look like a genius? An unbiased genius, by the way. I guess sooner rather than later, the ball definitely won't lie.
Bill Flames, I went Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.